I guess, guys, what we wanted to finish now is simply with a conclusion. Um, so we've been going through certain level of approach and information that you are at the liberty to check and verify, and always, I can omit some detail. What I wanted to highlight is I was mentioning at the beginning of this video, I was mentioning about the point of intersection. I was mentioning that, yes, there was this view that the evolution of racism, discrimination, and even eugenics will be parallel lines. And there will be not necessarily points of convergence or point of intersection between these different subjects, as if they were, just, or perhaps not necessarily parallel lines, but something that will be a succession of elements that is progressing the view of racism, starting with proto-racism that have evolved into a complex system, a set of systems derived to create inequality that continue to plague today our societies worldwide. From the dehumanization practices of slavery and colonialism to the pseudo scientific justification of eugenics and social Darwinism. But it leads to this is the point of convergence. Now, this is the pursuit of power and wealth accumulation. And we see that sequence when we see slavery is ending. And naturally, right after slavery, what you see is you see colonialism. So as another way to exploit, these people that we were just grabbing and sell it for profit. Now we wanted to exploit directly their resources. So you see, there's a continuation that is extremely insidious because you are using the same element of base justification to justify not only why you can dominate some people, but why you can impose on them, the logic of civilization to them by exploiting their resources with the colonialism kind of approach, where we're bringing, back again to the roots of proto-racism. We want to fight against barbarism, so we bring civilization to them through war and conquest. So there was not something different from what was happening in Rome and Greece. It was the same. Okay. So the pursuit of power and wealth accumulation are often been inextricably linked to the construction of racial hierarchies. So you see, once again, this is that view of the more people are inferior, the more I can exploit them and the more I can tap into their resources. But once again, this has a limit because human beings often forget that we are finite on this planet. We come to end at some point, but whatever we accumulate, it doesn't it doesn't continue our lives. So, which means that everything that we have here, we'll leave it here. When we die, we don't even bring a sock with us. We don't even bring 1 cent with us. So every single aspect of wealth accumulation, whatever dark energy we put or dark means we put to have wealth accumulation, we don't bring anything with us because everything here is finite. So if you think about it, France, the example I was providing about France, and then the impact that racism and discrimination had on the economic growth and the innovation that was necessary in order to bring this country to a different state. It wasn't possible because France serves as a stark reminder of the economic and social cost of such divisions and separation due to racism and discrimination. Its historical entanglement with colonialism and the subsequent treatment of its marginalized populations underscore the enduring consequences of racial prejudice. This is a stark reminder. So the more you pursue this view of discrimination and separation, this is what you're facing. You're facing with a population that is feeling actually totally separated from the benefit of what the country is all about. The country is all about unity. It's all about a society that is working together for a greater good, and the greater good is shared amongst the citizen, but it's no longer the case. However, the recognition of these historical injustices presents an opportunity for profound transformation. This is where we have an opportunity of changing our art, our mind, our mindset as well. The illusion of racial superiority, once used to justify the exploitation and oppression, is now exposed as a false and destructive ideology. Extremely dangerous. As I said, this is eugenics and that sort of stuff is extremely dark. Social Darwinism. This is a manipulation. So true progress lies not into the accumulation of wealth for a privileged few, only a few of us on earth really accumulate wealth, but in the creation of a just, equitable society where diversity is celebrated and human potential is maximized. It's maximized in the sense of we're sharing information, we're sharing knowledge, we invent, we create together, not separated. By embracing our shared humanity and recognizing the richness and stems for our differences, we can forge a path forward where a future is defined by unity, cooperation, and collective well-being. If we don't understand this methodology, if we don't understand this new way in front of us, if we continue in the same way forward, it will lead only to further disasters. It will lead only to further, situations like wars. And we see what is happening in Ukraine, in Russia, and also in Gaza, war and destructions. And, so sad to see everything that is going on, in front of us. And this is really something that needs to stop, actually. We need to stop this notion of, wealth accumulation and money as if it was a desperate kind of a thing that we need to do, as if money was important. Money is only important because you give it importance. In reality, money today in a society where we are, it's a tool. Is not an end by itself. It's only a tool. If we don't take it as a tool, then in that case, we will ending up like treating it almost like a god. So we need to be careful with that because it will lead to even darker situations, darker, evolutions toward things that we will fundamentally regret. So we need to end that cycle of endless wealth accumulation and expectation to accumulate more and more and more. This is really bad. So this is what I wanted to share with you today with that video. So have a look, please subscribe and like the video if you liked it, and please do not hesitate to drop any comments if you see the need to share your view about this. And I will be seeing you really soon. The next video will be certainly about, I want to get into the roots of where money is coming from. So this is also something that I would like to address. Maybe there will be another subject, but this is what I have in mind. And I'm also thinking about I'd like to draw some differences between the American Revolution and the French Revolution, because two different continents. But there are big differences between the transition from the colonial state of America to become the United States of America, and then the evolution from the royalty, the aristocracy that was basically ruling France, and then turn into a democracy with the French Revolution. So I will explain, somewhat the differences between the two approach. Thank you. See you very soon.